I got fooled. That's right, the sound of the wolf. That must mean we're going to be talking about Wolf Lake Wilderness Lodge today. Welcome, I'm Scott from Realistic Outdoors. This is another edition of Realistic Live. Got a bunch of stuff to go through today, and including the giveaway from last week with Don Freshy's giveaway. So we'll be doing that in just a minute with Scottie. I just want to quickly run over some of the things we're going to go over. We're going to do the draw. We're going to bring in the jolly old elf from CFN or Scottie. Whoever's available there. I just want to talk about the ice thickness quickly and see if anybody's been out and how the ice is. Joel's going to come in from Joel Roy from the Wireworm King Fly shop. And if I can get my tongue to work at the same speed as my brain, we'll be laughing. He's going to tie a wicked twist for us. And then we're going to bring in Todd, hopefully, from Wolf Lake Wilderness Lodge. He is not here yet, but who we do have here is an esteemed colleague and friend. Here he is, Scottie Martin and Joel, who all came in at once. Wicked. So here we all are.
The king. It's the king.
The king.
What's up,
the king?
The king is here.
The king is here.
That's
so
awesome.
I guess you're all in for the picture for this one. But so how you been, Scottie?
Buddy, fantastic. It's been feverish. We got lots going on in the CFN network. I saw your Walleye Wednesday shout out today, that post. Buddy, that's awesome stuff right there, man.
That was for you, buddy. That was a Christmas present.
I love it, buddy. Love it. No, it's been busy. We're getting ready for our fly fishing film tour, which is going to be on Saturday at Heritage Fish and Chips. We've got a bunch of people that are going to be coming there to see the film, as well as just hang out for a /XS party and get some prizes, just chew the fat, as they say. And then the following weekend, of course, we're at the Ice Fishing Expo up in Barrie. So a lot happening, a lot of great things going on in CFN land. And again, big shout out to all you ambassadors who keep pumping the tires and sharing the message. So
sharing the message. So today, just in case you guys didn't know, we are broadcasting live from a small cabin in the Alps, which you can see out the background. We have some satellite internet, which is spectacular. It's better than my internet at Willow River, and I'm going to keep complaining about it until it changes. So here we are broadcasting from the Swiss Alps. It's cold, and there's ice.
I was going to ask you, Scott, if that was a window to your backyard. Not that I remember that much about your house, but I was going to say, have you done some upgrades?
I think you were just outside mostly with that bottle of Jack Daniels, so I don't know if you remember much of that.
Faces of Jack, as they say. Yes,
that's right. That's right. Yeah. No, that's not my backyard, unfortunately. Although my backyard looks like that sometimes.
How are we dealing? Have we got ice out that way, Scott?
Dude, I just wanted to talk about that. We finally had a cold snap. It usually comes earlier in November, but we got it late November. I'll take it. And so let me just show you here. Here's a quick shot of, does that go full screen? That is full screen. No, that's not full screen. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, is that a tiger?
No, that is
Brook.
a brook trout.
Oh, that is a brook. Okay.
And it's amazing because I don't think I've ever actually had a good look from the top before of what they look like. I had the opportunity to shoot some underwater video too, and you can see down here there's 3 brookies down there, all of them ignoring my bait. So you can see up top here how much ice we actually had. I don't know if you can see that all right. So there's probably about 7 inches of ice that was made in about a 5-day period, which is fantastic. So, and that's my live scope transducer who was picking up all the fish that were ignoring my bait quite nicely. So yeah, we had some good fishing weather. Did you guys get any ice out there yet anywhere? Or
Scott, you're making all of us Ontario CFNers very jealous.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I would say the majority of ice, if there is any in Ontario, it would be north of Nipissing. I know up Timmins Way, they're getting some good ice, but they've also got a thick blanket of snow. So I don't know how much ice they're actually making, but from what I understand, the only safe ice right now is north of Nipissing. So
that was one nice thing was that we got that before the snow came, so we were able to make some decent ice right away. While it was cold, we got about a 7-inch dump. And it's been like -2, so we're not going to be making a lot in a while. But you guys have a really cool website I was checking out. It's for checking the ice. It's a Travel Northern BC or Northern Ontario, and it has every area and what the thickness is of ice. I was going to share that last week, but I ran out of time. And that's a terrific website for you guys.
Yeah, we have a lot of work that goes into that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's much like socially interactive driving app that you have where you find out where the roads are busy, where any of the speed traps are. You got a lot of people that are going out and doing a lot of work to bring that information to that resource. But yeah, it's an extremely helpful resource for those who know the areas, know the waters that they're going on. But as we always say, you can't stress it enough. Be safe out on that water. Make sure you got yourself a spud because only you know how safe the ice is.
That's right. We got a bunch of shout outs here. Barry and James, hey guys, and Tony is in the house. Look at this, Richard. We got Rob. Hey guys, Kelly. Barry said hello again 3 times. He's really on the ball, that one.
He's a super fan of CFN, my friend. Let me just
say hi 3 times. There's 3 of us, to be fair. So
okay.
Yeah.
So Barry Troche, if it's Barry that you're talking about,
correct.
Barry has, and I got to tell you a quick story. Barry has this fascination with CFN like no other. In fact, I think he's more fascinated about CFN than myself and Red are. He has an entire house dedicated to CFN pictures.
I have seen it.
It's incredible.
I was like, I'm watching and I still don't see me, so
oh, I'm sure
I'm not there yet.
No, Scott, I'd be stunned if you're not there. I don't know of anybody that isn't on that wall, but the way he talks about it, it's I know Terry and a couple of the legacy members, we've talked about this, that when he addresses his wall in his house and when he has that morning when he walks by all the CFNers, he feels like he's with them all the time. That's
incredible. That's incredible. My
cool.
wife would shoot me dead if I put pictures on the wall. So my hat's off to him for sure.
Absolutely.
and not just hats.
Scott, I was running around madly trying to find my realistic outdoors. In all fairness, I wore this on Monday Live, but to honor you, I was looking for my realistic outdoors. So I'm going to have to look a little harder. I got home late from work, as you know. So I was running around crazily, but yeah.
Look at that. And I got your logo right here. See? Look at
I know.
But that's okay. I wore it. I wore it. We're good.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, Helen, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And Bill dropped the link in there for that ice fishing condition report. So, woo, thanks, Bill. You are a savior. Yes. Okay, so you're there, Scott? You're there.
Yeah.
You're there? That's what it says. I still don't have our actual esteemed guest because you are the esteemed guest. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Joel, you're quiet in the background. What do you got going on for us today, bud?
Well, I was tinkering in the shop today, and I wanted to come up with something a little bit quicker, more simple tie for you guys. It's mostly going to be focused around lake trout. This is what I like to call the funky chicken.
Yeah.
I've done that on the way home from a bar before.
So
you're
real
gonna,
easy tie. We'll be able to get this done within, probably half hour, 45 minutes. So
okay, so why don't you just tell us how you're going to get started, and then we will go into getting the draw from last week done. And then if we don't have our other colleagues, we will watch you intensely.
All right. Well,
Now, Joel, how far along are you with it? Or is that a completed fly?
yeah, this is completed.
That's a completed fly.
This is the one that I did earlier. It's articulated.
Yeah.
So we have Gamakatsu B10S in a size 1-off for the front hook. For the rear kicker, we have a size 2. And I was real excited because I got some goodies in the mail yesterday, just in time for the show. So the marabou that we're using today is a special from Spirit River, and it's I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's dyed tip. So when you can see the orange flares here, it's orange dip tips on these marabou feathers. So it gives a really unique color blend. So you get to play with even more color combinations with this product.
There are some Muppets running around with bald spots, judging by all the stuff.
That's funny. So are you going to give something away tonight, Todd or Joel?
I will give one lucky contestant this fly and the one that we were going to promo today right in the Vice Live. So you get 2 flies tonight.
Wow, nice. So we'll have 6 winners, or do you have stuff handy, Scotty? Or how
I do, buddy. Absolutely. And in honor of Joel, Rise Apparel, and our buddy Tom Priest, we're going to make this about trout. And of course, my esteemed colleague Scott, who's also a lover of trout. We did a giveaway just recently on Tuesday. There were 3 winners. The first one to name the 3 winners that we announced Tuesday morning for Trout Tuesday on CFN wins some beetle spins.
Oh, so the person right now who names the first person who names the 3 correct winners.
Yeah, the 3 winners.
Boom.
Everybody loves their beetle spins. Yeah, baby.
I got a couple of those Johnsons sitting on my hook, but I haven't had the opportunity to use them. I bet brook trout would take those.
Yes, absolutely.
Their blade baits are awesome. I love using their blade baits through the ice.
I remember the names. I think if I see them, I remember they weren't my name, and it wasn't Joel for sure. And so we'll just wait for the answers to come in. Okay, you guys. So if you're probably all watching back on Scotty's show just to recap.
They're flipping back right now.
Yeah, I just lost like 10 viewers, and they'll all be back in a couple minutes.
Listen, when I said Tuesday morning, we posted the 3 winners again so that everybody would know, because we announced them Monday night on live, but we actually did edits for them and reposted them on Tuesday morning. So it won't take them long to come back.
Okay, we got a couple people that just came in late. James Perry, how's it going? And Steve Shaw. So if you guys missed that question, if you can name the winners from Scotty's last show, that I don't remember what the question was originally.
It was a clear drift floats giveaway that we did for CFN. Big shout out to Rob Edwards, who made it possible. But we announced 3 winners. Big Jim McLaughlin picked the 3 winners. And if you are the first one to put in the comments the 3 winners that were posted Tuesday morning for Trout Tuesday, we have a trifecta of beetle spins.
So I'm just going to do a little technical work here. Todd is having some issues joining us again, oddly. So I'm just going to have I got so many esteemed colleagues today. It's incredible. My other esteemed colleague, Dwayne, solved that technical issue for him. So why don't we take this second? Oh, did you need to show us what you got going there, Joel? Are you waiting for us?
I'm just waiting for you guys whenever you give me the green light. So
green, go.
Green.
Are you done?
Yeah. So here we have the B10S in size 2 for the rear kicker. Thread we're going to be using is a purple ultra thread, 140 denier, real strong, real thin, so it keeps those thread wraps down. And then basically we're going to start at the eye of the hook. And
I think this is so cool. I love watching these guys do this. This is so cool.
So
did you say these guys? You're going to jail.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Are you cheating on me, Scotty? Are you cheating on me?
No, not at all.
How's a screen share look with 3 of us here? Let's have a quick look. Let's see. Can we do screen share with 3? All right. Okay, well, you keep tying. I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 names from last week to win some hats, and I'll try not to talk too much.
All good. So we're going to take one of these Spirit River tip dyed marabou feathers, and we're going to leave the thread basically where the barb of the hook is, and then we're going to tie that in real tight. We're going to keep the bulk of this body down. So what we want to do, we want to pull the tag end up, give it a couple of twists, and then if you cut it straight, it'll flare down on a 45, which makes it nice and easier to tuck that into the shank of the hook here. We're going to try and clean that up a little bit.
Okay, I'm just going to select our post from last week here.
Here, man. And then we're just going to take a regular blood marabou on the bottom here. In black. And this is a little tricky because you got to work around the point of the hook.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and find the comments with some winners. The first two are the winners of the hats from Sport Fishing on the Fly. Thank you to Don Freshy for sending those to us. And here we go.
I really want those, by the way.
Oh my goodness, look. Bill Mafarak and Tony Sizanovsky. Those guys. Let's see, Goldfish Booby and Goldfish Booby. Yep, they both have the correct answers. So there we go. So if you guys can't see this at home, there they are, Bill and Tony, number 1 and number 2.
We should have bet some money, Scott, because I would have lost money if I had bet anybody other than Bill Mafarak, and Tony is always the runner-up. It flip-flops between the two. They're incredible, man. I swear they're when it comes and the thing is with Tony too, Tony seems to find, I would mention it this week, he finds these giveaways on social media.
I know he sends them to us, yeah.
I don't know where he finds all this stuff, but it's incredible.
Yeah, he sends me at least 3 a day, especially around Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, he's already won some flies, Tony? He's won some flies from us.
Did he win flies from you?
Yeah, last month, I believe.
Wow.
Not surprised at all.
Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, I'm going to start sending him money to pick my lottery numbers. Not even kidding.
You can send me money.
And what will you do with it?
Well, I'd say we're looking at it.
I think I know where his money goes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Right. So
well,
here we
congrats, you guys.
Extreme string in black, and then we're just going to do a Palmer wrap in that forward, stroking the fibers back just to give some bulk and some flash in the body. Go ahead, Scotty.
No, I'm leaving it.
No, I'm just one question for you, Joel. Is a lot of what you tie, I don't want to say waterproof, but water resistant, or is the idea to soak some water into some of the materials when you're putting together a fly?
the funny thing you should ask that is actually what you want to do is try and get a lot of water shed. So, depending on what you want, the functionality of the fly, I mean, the big streamers that I tie, ultimately, some of my big musky and pike flies are 14 plus inches. So if you have material that are going to get saturated, you're not going to be able to cast that. Just
Scotty, do you remember the two big flies that I was casting, and it was taking everything I had? There was a tail that we were trying. The gentleman who tied it for me was basically testing out that tail, and that tail was almost a giant chenille tail. And when it got wet, it was heavy. And even the guy who from Nile Creek Fly Shop who sent up the rod said, "Holy, look at that rod is awfully loaded up." And I'm like, yeah, it was maxed for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So I try, not only do I try and tie flies to look good, I tie for fishability and functionality. That's the biggest thing. Like a lot of guys, they'll tie flies and it looks good in the vise. You get it out there and it's just, they get hung up on themselves or, there's just not very good fishability. So I don't make them look good in the vise. I make sure that they fish and they catch fish. They're functional.
Well, that's just silly of you.
I know.
All those things to remember. We're still having some issues with Todd joining. Not issues with Todd joining. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Is he up at Wolf Lake right now?
Doing a reboot?
No, he's going to go to his PC.
Oh, he's going to the PC. Oh, he's trying off the phone?
Yeah.
Oh. Guess he was having troubles off his phone. So is he in Wolf Lake? No, I do not believe he is. I think he's still trying to get a deer in Saskatchewan.
Oh, he's out there, is he? Okay, right on.
So him and his wife were going to join, but she had a hair appointment. So
I hate when that happens.
I know. I just missed mine too. So
Well, Joel is right on time for his.
yeah,
Yeah, boy.
that's nice. Scotty, did you see the edit I did of him with the priest?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, come on. That stuff was weak last week.
That was only yesterday, buddy. Oh, that was awesome.
Now, how often are you doing this, Joel? Obviously, you do this, and we're gracious to have you to do it for all our fans. But how often are you tying? Are you tying every day?
Whenever my schedule permits it, sometimes I try not to be
What's that?
Yeah.
like a sweatshop when it comes to it. Like I'm a little
Yeah,
fussy
you're
with who I take on for clients. Obviously, these flies that I put a lot of material and a lot of time into tying, they're not just cheapies. So although anybody that is interested in these, I put them in queue. I'll let them know if I can take them, but I don't want to do it that I ruin my passion for it.
Yep.
So in saying that, I tie a lot because I have a passion for it as well. So
It looks like Todd has joined us.
Like, where do you gain a lot of your inspiration when you go to tie something, say, new?
I watch a lot of techniques and tricks and whatnot from some of the real established streamer specialists like Kelly Gallup and all those guys. So
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Wow.
Sorry, Joel. I love you, buddy.
Oh,
That is funny stuff right there.
God love you, man.
Well, somebody better. Look who I found.
All right.
How you doing tonight?
Hey, Todd.
You had a little issue with your phone?
Oh yes, it didn't want to access this for me. Couldn't play the video for some reason.
Is it
Must
an
be an
iPhone?
No, it's a Samsung.
There's your problem right there.
Oh,
Sorry, I just had to dig. I got a Samsung guy here. So we just got started tying a fly here, and Joel's tying the back end, and we've been just chit-chatting and making fun of you for not being online so far. Just kidding. We weren't making fun. We were talking a little bit of ice fishing. You got ice going on up there already, or in Saskatchewan?
Yes. I hope to get out there and try it out this weekend. I'm assuming there's, anywhere from 10 to 12 inches, depending on where you're going.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
That's lots.
Oh yeah.
That's quad stuff now.
Oh yeah. Almost vehicle stuff for some people, but not me yet.
So Sherry won't be joining us tonight?
Yeah, she should be here shortly.
Oh, so maybe I'll save this question for Sherry. I'm gonna hold off on this one because I suspect that she has the answer.
Oh, she's got all the answers.
Does she?
Oh yeah.
I will bring this picture up here. I'm just going to bring a couple of pictures up, and we can have a little look. Oh, look, it did get all four of us here at the same time. That's cool. So you can see this picture from the lodge. You can see that all right, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about the adventure. How it starts right here for us.
How it starts right there for you? Well, we're all going to greet you at the dock. We're going to introduce ourselves, shake some hands, do a little meet and greet, and then we will take all your luggage and gear up to the lodge and cabins and get you settled in.
Will the dog be greeting us too?
Well, yes, and she usually sounds like that, so I'm just going to walk away for 1 second and close the door.
Okay,
Sorry.
No worries.
Scott, look how clear that water is.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I can see fish. Can you see them? Here, I'll zoom in for you. Ready? Oh wait, those are people tracks.
Wow. I can't get over how clear it is.
It's crazy, eh?
Oh yeah, it's nice clear water. Pretty much dip a cup in the water and drink right out of the lake.
Well, I'll watch you do that.
I do it.
Do you?
Yeah,
you're
I do.
okay.
I'm still living.
So this is inside the lodge. I'm gathering. This is the main lodge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main lodge. Just sitting quarters there, and just where guests like to gather after a meal, maybe do a little BSing or whatever they like to do in the evening or during the afternoon if we get a little rainy weather, or gather around the fireplace, stay warm.
Why are these here, Todd?
Well, just in case we get stuck in there for a while.
I'm just kidding.
I've got a partner here now.
A partner?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Sherry. Look, everybody, it's Sherry. Let me see if I can bring it all in this way. There we go. So go ahead and introduce yourself around table. I'm Scott. You've probably seen me.
Sherry, did you do something to your hair?
He gave away my secret, did he?
Good, Scotty. Nice one.
That's a detail man right there.
Fine detail.
Well, at least you noticed. He probably would never notice.
Oh, that hurts. So we were just talking about some of the stuff at the lodge, and before I bring all the big hard questions to Sherry, I just wanted to finish up with this one picture here, because this is the main boat that we'll be fishing from. Maybe that exact one. I'm not sure. I see you got it all decked out, literally. So it's a nice walking deck, no tripping. That's fantastic. What are you running for electronics in there, Todd?
Last year we bought some new Humminbird Helix 7s. And we are in the process of mapping the lake and being able to distribute that information amongst all the boats.
Oh, that's cool. So they'll share together the info?
Yeah.
I've heard about that. I have never seen it actually in actual action. Have you seen that work, Scotty? Like,
it's incredible. JP DeRose, I had the privilege of watching him do it on the hard water, and it literally takes no time at all to map an incredible area of water in terms of contour depth, and when it comes to structure, it's incredible. It really is. It's
I never even thought about that for hard water.
Yeah. And you don't really need much. You know, as JP said, all you basically have to do is get the transducer wet and have it contact to the ice. You don't have to drill a hole and send it down underneath the hard water. You can literally just put enough water on top of the ice and it'll do the contour for you. It's remarkable technology.
I see Joel has started on the second piece on the front hook. Is that right, Joel?
That's correct.
You're just tying in the wire there now?
Yeah, the articulation wire.
So Sherry, you missed the beginning. He's actually tying a lake trout fly that would be perfect for Wolf Lake.
Oh, excellent.
So that should be pretty cool.
So is
You
he
might
going to
tell
bring
me-
it? Is he going to bring it down and try it out?
Oh, he better. Joel and I have been planning some very specific fly fishing videos that we want to do for you guys and ourselves, of course. And if we catch fish, that'd be sweet too, right, Joel? Yeah, we want to kind of show people. I think what's being missed, which is everywhere we go in all these lodges, is people are not showing how amazing the fly fishing can be, and it just seems to be, everybody calls it a niche, but really, if you look at the population, it's half fly fishermen and half people who just chuck gear, and so I think we're missing out if we don't really show everybody what can happen out there. So we want to do something on May Lake and 100% Wolf River. Joel's got some super secret stuff that he's going to be tying closer to the end for those giant graylings. So, I mean, his flies should be this big for graylings. So not the caddis stuff that catches, although that's amazing. He wants to catch the big ones. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
some
I'm kind of
small.
an unorthodox guy, so like I like chucking big streamers for fish that people say that I won't, oh, you won't catch anything on that, and I actually catch fish on it. So
This. So tell me about this. This doesn't look like fish.
No, it doesn't.
No fish there.
You
So
know,
who's responsible for that?
I was thinking to myself as I got here, is if you were to ask me what did I miss the most about being there, I was going to say the food, because I don't eat like that at home.
So this is one of the kind of dinners that a person could expect when they come up.
Oh yes, we do full meals every day, like multiple options at each meal, and it's just amazing.
Scotty and I find it hard to find time to actually eat. Isn't that right, Scotty?
Oh, absolutely not.
Call me anything but late for dinner, Scotty.
Absolutely. Anything under the sun. I tell you, what is it though? This is incredible. Like, we had the experience at Tazen where you had 5-star French cuisine. I mean, Steve put up an incredible spread, and now here we are in the Yukon, and equally, like, this is incredible.
Yeah, having this kind of stuff. And what's this out here? Like, this looks like out in the middle of nowhere. Is that Wolf River in the background?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a setting up for shore lunch. That picture was taken.
And what does it all take to make a shore lunch? Because I know your guys' typical schedule when you're there working, you probably get up at like 10:30 in the morning, sleep in till like 11, right? And then I'm just kidding. They're like, what? We're up before you guys. So what's it take to get all this stuff over to the lake? We must have a big
There are
delay here
long
now.
days in the
There's a
kitchen.
bit of a delay,
for
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. No, long days in the kitchen because
So-
everything's
so
made
how long
fresh.
does it take
Fresh buns and cinnamon buns, and everything's made fresh and from scratch. So it's they're long days in the kitchen, but they pay off when you see people's gratefulness after eating. And I actually had special requests to repeat desserts, which I wouldn't normally do, and stuff like that. So
Well, look at here. Now we're talking fish. Do you guys keep some of the fish for shore lunch, or?
Yeah, that's what that is. Down at the river mouth is our shore lunch area. And while the guys are fishing, we're getting lunch ready to go for everyone.
So I was watching Jay's video, and according to the video, we all need to be up at 4:00 in the morning for the lake trout bite.
Well, that's entirely up to you, the fisherman, I guess, as to how you want to play that card.
Well, if the fish are biting at 4:00, that's where I'll be.
You know what? If I had the time and could be awake for 24 hours a day, then I would probably start fishing at about 11 o'clock at night and fish through until early in the morning, and then have a little afternoon, early morning nap myself. But
Well,
it's however people like to do that.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to squeeze this time in, because I noticed that it looks like there's a little bottle of Merlot over here, and some refreshments down here, which look like they can reach from the hot tub. So I'm not sure, Scotty. How are we going to get fishing in?
I know where I'm going to be sitting for at least a couple days.
Well, I remember how sore we were getting from being in the boat for 23 hours out of the day. So now 1 more hour here, we're good to go.
Now, it's funny you mentioned that, Scott, because based on what Todd has told us so far, it's not going to be those long boat rides out to the fishing grounds. A lot of the good fishing and even great fishing is very close to the lodge itself. So there's that.
Well, there is that. Yeah, that we had some of the boat rides, like when we went, I can't even remember the name of that one place. It was well into an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was stormy, so on the way back it was kind of bumpy, lumpy. So it was pretty tough on a guy, but I mean, worth every second, obviously. But
absolutely.
But to be, what do you say, Todd? Like 5-6 minutes out front is
We're like 2.5 miles to one of our prime lake trout holes there, and then we're about 4.5 miles down to the river mouth. So give or take, 15 minutes in the boat at the most, and you're fishing wherever you want to be.
That's crazy. And how long is it to Wolf River?
It takes about 10-15 minutes, depending on the weather and the day. So on, we're about 4.5, 5 miles kind of thing.
Wow. Scotty, we can almost walk.
I'm in.
No walking. I imagine that the other lodge went through an awful lot of fuel in their boats. And they're running 30s, I think, on a few of the boats. So, And are you running 20s?
We're running 20s, yes.
The Hondas?
Hondas, yeah.
Same as one I saw. Okay, nice motors, nice and quiet too.
Yeah, they do. They run really well.
That wasn't a sponsorship plug. If Honda, if you're listening. So I wrote that picture down. So Sherry, what do you miss about this? As soon as you leave.
Do you know what? Hand me that picture. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh yeah.
But I keep this picture.
Moving close.
I don't know, how to make you see it better. But that is right off the boat dock. That's the little path that leads up to the cabins. And to me, looking at that picture just reminds me of going home. And so I totally, that's what I even that just drops your blood pressure, even just thinking about it and looking at the pictures. So
that's something that, we're trying to portray on these weekly meetings is that it's not just a fishing lodge and a business. Like, the names that I would come up with would be Langara and it's just all business. This is so family and it'd be so homey, and the repeat customers that would come up would be friends. And that's what I love.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a small operation and know people, on a first name basis rather than number 23 kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, who's on today? Number 23, you're in the boat. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining. So we got quite a few people that are popping in and out today, and I'm pretty sure they're all having the same question: is when do we sign up? How long do we need in advance, and how quickly do you book? I've been getting a couple emails where people are like, "How late?" Because I'm trying to put some cash together, and what do I need to do to organize this? So I guess that wasn't a real solid question. I'll try again.
we will continue to book as long as there's spaces available. That's the thing. I mean, we'll book right up until we head out, as long as there's room available. So it's kind
Does
of
your website show spaces as they go, or do you have to go and contact you directly?
As we start to fill up a certain time or week, as we get half booked on that week, then we're probably going to put something like limited availability on our website so that people know, if you're booking a larger group, then you want to think about that sooner than later. We are a small operation, so 8 to 12 people kind of thing.
Yeah. And these 5 people will all be there for a group photo in July.
Right on.
Yeah, I know. I'm losing sleep already. It's one thing my wife's like, you spend far too much time concerning yourself over this. It doesn't happen for a long time. And I'm like, I concerned myself last time and I brought all the right stuff. Right, Scotty? Sorry,
you did your homework. You did, and I'm gonna try and be better this year. Because I know there's a lot of homework to be had, but as I said, it looks like Joel's got a lot of the flies. I'm actually looking forward to pulling out my dad's fly rod because I want to be a little bit more versed in how to properly set a fly and toss a fly. Like as I say, you guys are like pros compared to where I am in the fly game. But I'm hoping to be able to toss some flies.
Somebody lied to you then.
So, Scotty, you don't need to bring up your dad's rod. I'm suspicious that your dad's rod is probably cane or solid fiberglass. You don't want to be learning on that.
No, well, I'll use it to learn on it, but maybe when I get up there, I can use one of your professional rods, Scotty.
If not mine, one of the lodges for sure. I would think, Todd?
Absolutely. We've got a few rods at the lodge there that everybody's welcome to use.
That's
awesome.
Cool. I'm going to bring one in particular because it's one that I'm attached to and it catches fish wherever it goes. But yeah, Scotty, I have a cane and I have an old fiberglass that I have had since I was 12 years old. And every once in a while I feel silly and I go out and cast it in the yard. And I'm sorry that I did. I don't even know how I learned on it. They're heavy and the timing is so hard on them. And they don't have the backbone proper to flex your line out.
They don't load very well, so
that's right.
Very slow.
Yeah, I wouldn't learn on a cheap rod or an old rod. I'd hang that bad boy on the wall with a picture behind it, and that'd be the best honor for an old rod.
There you go. Good idea.
I'm sure it caught lots of fish in its day.
You know what? I don't know how many he caught. He learned fly fishing near the end, so I'm not 100% sure how many he actually caught. But yeah, I can't wait to pull it out of the closet because I haven't looked at it in years, just to see what it is. But yeah, absolutely. I want to learn. I mean, I'm watching Joel this whole time, and I don't know if I'm going to learn how to fly fish first or tie flies because this is really inspiring to watch.
Scotty, you know what you need to tie flies that you don't have?
Good vision.
Time.
Oh, time.
Don't take this hobby up, sir. Do not take this hobby up.
Yes, so there's that.
I don't even have the time anymore, and you're double booked than what I am. So
now I've got a question. I have a question for Sherry. You had a shameless plug about the Honda. I have a shameless plug about the wives. Scott, his wife is fully supportive of all we do. Mine is no different. But Sherry, you've taken it one step further to I don't even know how to describe it and put it into words properly, but what you do is truly inspiring. And it's great having our wives a part of what we do, but you have certainly taken it to the next level. What were you voluntold? or is it something that you really wanted to do?
You know what? When we were looking at places, there was, one that we actually went out to look at, and I had kind of said, no, let's not do that. And when we got out to Wolf Lake, it just felt right. Like I say, it feels like home. It's comfortable. It's small enough. I knew that we would be able to handle it. It wasn't going to end up being a too big of a job. And the part that I'm voluntold about though is the trade shows and all of that kind of stuff. There's definitely a knack to getting used to standing in a booth for for that long. But no, being out there is amazing. And I mean, I like nature anyways. I like, hiking in nature, and I love animals. And being out there, you can look at wildlife galore. Like, we'll go out any night and there's moose in the water and stuff like that. And that just makes it all worthwhile.
That's awesome.
I'm so looking forward to the wildlife.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in the wildlife. I see them every day, but it still stops my heart every day. I see 2 herds of elk on the way home every night, but still doesn't matter where I see another moose. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky to know some diehard female anglers, and they would give their right arm, Sherry, to be hanging out each summer where you do. It's like what they do on steroids. So, but anyway, big shout out to you because I heard nothing from Todd. Is the cooking is phenomenal, and that is definitely one way to a man's heart.
Yeah, those trade shows can definitely get pretty sore. Hey, Scotty, like, I mean, my legs at the end of a 4-day trade show, I can't walk when I get home.
And I know a lot of people don't understand because, you're at a trade show, a lot of people are coming and talking to, and it is, we are so blessed to have so many great followers and so many great friends through this industry and what we do. But, it is like at the end of it, you like you said, Scott, like, I just can't wait to sit down.
Yeah, and the booth that we would usually work in, they wouldn't allow chairs, so we weren't allowed to even rest somewhere. We had to disappear.
Well, and when it comes to that, like, I don't really like sitting down at trade shows. I like to be able to be approachable and approach people. I think it's part of the whole presentation is standing up and being able to shake a person's hand or give somebody a hug. It goes a long way. And as I said, I can't say enough about our community, Scotty. With CFN, it's remarkable, and it's the least we can do when they come to the booth to say hello.
Are you at a fishing booth or a hugging booth?
Kissing.
Yeah,
at the fishing booth, we don't charge money. At the hugging booth, I'm not allowed. There's a disclaimer, so I can't mention that.
So, Todd and Sherry, do you guys want to talk about some upcoming trade shows, because they're going to start reasonably soon, and there's going to be viewers that are in the areas where you're going, so maybe they can stop by and say hi?
Absolutely, that'd be great.
What's your first one?
Our first one, I believe, is January 9th through 12th, and that's in Chicago at the All Canada show. So then we're just going to hang out in the area for a few days and skip right over to Green Bay for the following weekend to hit another All Canada trade show there. So those are our first 2.
Are those big shows?
Those are big shows, yeah. Those All Canada shows, they are all Canadian fishing and outfitting businesses. And basically, I would say 60% of the people coming through that door are coming there looking for a fishing trip of some kind.
That sounds like the right one to be at.
Oh, it's really good exposure. We had a great experience there last year, and we'll continue to do that one.
So many good people, too.
Make sure you guys send me the links to those, and I will do up some publications to start sharing out so we can get some of our viewers, so they can certainly come down and say hi and find out more about whatever questions are begging inside them there that they need answered.
Absolutely. And on our website, we have a list of all the show dates, etc., that we're going to be attending this fall, or this winter, sorry.
Looks like Joel's just finishing up on his fly here. Are you on the last little bit there, Joel?
I'm rounding the bend on the head here.
Rounding the bend. We don't want to miss the denouement.
No, this is Scott. This is really cool. Having Joel do this sort of in the background while we're talking is people have so many areas they can look, and I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes off him.
Yeah, we can still listen. Oh yeah, bring that picture up again, Joel, because I'll bring it up again.
I need a cold shower if you do.
No. Wow, this just went sideways. I don't have a dump button, so I can't plug this out. So Scotty, have you been to any of those Chicago down that area shows?
The one that I would have liked to have gone back in the day was St. Paul. That was always a big one. I don't know how many years Chicago's been around, but I've heard some really big things about Chicago, the show down there. I haven't been south of the border to many shows. There's so many in this area that we're really blessed and lucky to have. That pretty much takes up most of my time, but it would be kind of neat. If there's anything that I would really like to get to, and I know this is sort of off the beaten trail of what we're doing and what we're talking about, but I'd love to get to a classic, the Bass Classic. It would be really something. I hear that is a trade show amongst all trade shows, and it's just a great atmosphere to be a part of. So the Classic is definitely on my bucket list to do.
Oh, Sherry, did you have your hand up?
Pick me.
So how soon do you guys go in before the clients start to arrive? I'm just going to pull up a banner while you guys are answering that question.
Usually about 10 days to 2 weeks. We have a little bit of stuff we want to do prior to the guests arriving this year. You know, we got a few windows and doors that we want to put in, etc. Spruce the place up a little bit.
I was going to say, is that hot tub running all the time?
Whenever the clients want it, we make sure we get it going.
Yeah.
So somewhere between Monday and Saturday, I think, Scotty, right? That should cover it.
That'll do, dog. That'll do.
Definitely every evening we have it. We get the fire going early afternoon, so it's nice and warmed up, ready for evening. Generally, that screen room is a well-used room. When everybody gets in from fishing, they go straight to that screen room, it seems, and sit and have a few drinks until they're served supper. And then after supper, it's their choice whether they're hitting the hot tub or going back out on the water.
That's one thing that I expected at the last lodge, but the fishing was so late. And, I really expected us to come back and BS for a while and have a beer, but it really wasn't that way at all, Scotty. Eh? We got back at 11, dumped footage till 1, and slept until 2, and started fishing again.
Yeah, and it's true. Like what you do, Scott, to put these shows together, a lot of people, of course, don't see the behind the scenes and are able to appreciate it. But the amount of footage that is taken, especially when you're in these kind of trips that are, 1 in a million chances to do, you want to capture every last nuance. And I think we did the last go around. So now that we've got a few of the kinks out of the armor, I can't imagine what you're going to capture this go around.
Oh yeah, it should be good. I've refined some of the stuff I've already started doing, and it's the charging of the batteries and the cards that are the hard part. I mean, it was just never ending, and I brought this giant suitcase full of stuff just for charging and just to speed it up. But yeah, it does take time, but we'll capture some stuff for sure, and I think we'll go. I think Jay's video was very cinematic, and it was absolutely just spot on, and it made me very excited to go. Mine will take a different turn. It's going to be a very teaching oriented, how to get to, where to get to, that kind of stuff. So it'll be a different thing, what we're doing, and I'm hoping to get 5 videos. 5.
Nice.
5. Yeah. You thought 3 last time was going to be, and I have 5 now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, as I said, Todd, I saw what went into last trip, and you managed to get 3. Wow, dude, you're going to do 5? Whew.
I have 2 that are done. 1 I'm working on, and I have so much other stuff of you and I still, all our big pike. Because I didn't catch them on the fly rod, and neither did you. So that video will be a video on itself. My big pike, your way bigger pike. I'll give you the kudos there. And did we freeze up?
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Our stream might have frozen.
We're good here.
You're
Yeah.
good.
And now, hey, if Scott can't hear us,
Frozen.
with
Oh,
him
no,
doing all the video, it sounds like Joel, Todd, we're going to be doing a lot of fishing together.
It's the internet that's hung up. It's not us. And I heard every word. Well, Joel's just finishing up here, so let's just go to Joel for this big finale here, and tell us what you're finishing up on here, bud.
Just dropping the eyes on the head. One of the things that I feel that is key to a really good streamer is doesn't matter behind the head, how rough it looks, how you build it. It's all in how you finish it in the head for two reasons. Obviously, cosmetic, and the fish tune in on that eyepiece or the head piece. Usually, fish eat head first, as well as the head of a fly will actually determine how well it performs in the water. So if you do not tie it properly in the head, you're going to have a fly that rolls unnaturally or gets hung up on itself when you're back casting. So it's super important to build your heads properly and make them look good. So.
There he goes with all that technical garbage again, eh?
In layman's terms, yeah.
Show me the fish.
Yes.
I can snap the fuzz off of that on back cast, no problem, Joel.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Man.
I just have to
challenge
stand
on.
I have to give him a big target.
We're going to teach Scotty the Indiana Jones cast first.
The old bullwhip, eh? Nice.
The old fly snapper. Do you get any fishing done out there, Sherry, when you're there, or do you just
Not very much, no.
and do you fish?
I do fish, yeah.
Oh, it's like a kid in a candy store that can't have any. I chartered for years, and that's where I finally saw myself, and I was like, I'm fishing for somebody else, and it beat me up so bad that finally the last 6 months of my charter career, I put an ad in the paper that said split gas, and that's how I chartered. You can pay for my gas, and I'll take you out, and that's your side of the boat, and this is my side of the boat. I'll help. But otherwise, back off when I got a fish on.
Yeah,
it was really hard for me to do that. And it would be very hard for me to run a lodge. And I had talked about that a lot when I was, I guess it was about 21 or 22. My dad and I almost bought Anaheim Lake Lodge when it was for sale in the interior. And one of the friends that was going to go in with us bailed. So it was probably a good thing that it happened that he bailed. But yeah, it would have really killed me if I couldn't fish every day.
well, he has time to fish.
Well,
I'm just too tired at the end of the day to go out.
I choose fishing over sleeping. That's the difference.
I see it more as he's finding the fish for the clients and programming the hummingbird.
There you go.
Right?
So still work, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, did I just see that come up in the comments? Does Sherry have a sister?
You dreamer. No, it's a funky chicken post. Oh, you're just having me on.
He's thinking about it.
I was actually looking. I can't believe I fell for that. It's not
It's tough when you have 4 people on at the same time. It does rob a lot of the feed. So hence the reason now that we're going so far into it that we're actually starting to lose some signal here and there. But we've noticed the same thing.
Going in after an hour. Everybody else is still good. Todd and Sherry there. It's just you need to be frozen up, Scotty.
It's me?
You're the only one that has frozen. Joel's amazing. Todd and Sherry are immaculate. It's just you. You're frozen right now.
With quite the look on your face.
Yeah. You guys do? I couldn't have picked a better freeze.
Right on. Okay, well, listen, if you want me to go, there's no point in saying it, Scott, but I can let you guys continue with the conversation.
Yeah, we're just going to finish up on this fly anyway, Scotty. So
okay.
You hanging out with us, and all the best to you, sir, and thanks for stopping in.
Absolutely. Todd, Sherry, Joel.
That was a good goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Scotty.
Peace.
Peace.
His phone isn't plugged into power.
It's not?
No, I bet not.
Oh, I bet Scotty's phone isn't plugged into power, and that's why it's draining near the end. That's what my IT guy over here is saying. So he's probably not plugged in, and it goes into power saving mode, which limits a lot of the bandwidth and everything at the end of its life. So That's why he's the one that's crashing. So, are you guys going to be able to come out with us, both of you, for a couple hours sometime? I know, Sherry, you'd be super, super duper busy, but I'd love to do, a little chat out in the lake with you guys while we have a rod out, perhaps. And I think that would be good for, a small video for next year.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do our best to
Absolutely.
make that happen. Yeah.
Well, if we have to leave Scottie to do some cooking, we can always do that.
The dishes.
The
I was going to offer till I heard dishes, but I was like,
I like how she thinks. Keep them away from the food. Just do the dishes. Perfect timing. So we're just finishing up there, Joel?
yeah, all done here. So
And you're giving those two away?
I am giving these lovely flies away.
I can't
They're going to be, they're mainly jerk flies. So how you fish these, they have a really, you can see I'll spin it around here. It's quite flat. So it's a flat head. And what that does, you can strip it really fast. You get a lot of kick where it's articulated. But if you do a strip twitch, that fly will actually kick sideways and give a sideways profile to the fish. So especially like pike, char, like browns or Lakers, when they're pursuing a bait, they have to accelerate and come up around to the head. But with jerk fly, almost like a jerk bait, like the Rapala Shadow Wraps, if you twitch it, they almost do a 180. And what that does, that just turns it sideways, and then the fish just has to focus in on the side and crushes it. So they don't have to accelerate and come around. So also gives a bit of wounded bait fish motion when you do that technique as well. So
that's the wounded baitfish part is key, and how you strip a fly, especially a big fly. If you're imitating a fish, for sure, you need to make sure it looks sick and wounded and ready to be eaten. Okay, well, if you're going to give those two away, Todd, you got a couple of toques for us too today?
I do, yeah. I'm just going to step away for a second and grab them.
Okay, cool. Sherry's taking over the show. So there'll actually be 6 winners on this stream. 6.
6 winners. How did that happen?
I know. Oh, I see one more there.
Oh, yes. So we got,
There it is.
see that?
Oh, wow. That one's mine, though. You can't give that one away, Todd.
I got an extra one for you. And then we got a fancy red one, since how it was just hunting season. A lot of our hunters and fishermen are the same type people, so maybe somebody would like that as well.
Nice. I was going to do the draw again live like we did today next week on the next show. We can just draw from random comments if that's okay with you guys, unless you have a specific question or something you want to run. I found that the questions weren't getting answers. I guess it was maybe too hard. Although we did get on the last one with the sport fishing on the fly, we did get 72 guesses, which was, I thought was outstanding because we're typically in the high 30s. So, but he carries a big following, and Don Fresh, he's always a good time. So I have to go through the comments here to see who wins Scottie's stuff because he gave him a question. So I'll have to zip through that. But I will just let any random people win your guys' amazing stuff for next week, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So anything pressing, Sherry, that you were like, oh my goodness, I'm on TV. What am I going to say? Been saving up something?
Look forward to seeing you guys next summer.
Woo! You're going to join us again, though, sometime between now and May, I would think, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. Todd can't carry all the weight.
No, I can't do everything here.
And Todd didn't have his hair done either, so
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
You got to put on the hat to cover that mess up.
that's why we wear hats, so we don't have to miss our appointments.
That's right.
Anything from you, Joel, before we leave? You're good?
No,
You're solid?
everything's straightforward. Yes, sir. It was fun tonight. It was great meeting both of you from Wolf Lake.
And possibly
Yes.
we're going to see some of the younger family members soon. Possibly. Yeah?
Oh yes, for sure. Next week or next time, couple weeks, we could probably make arrangements for Denton, who was helping us out last summer, and will be helping us out again this summer.
Love to get his experience and his take on staying there for the summer. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks very much for joining us today. Appreciate it very much, and we will make sure that I will PM you guys all the addresses of the winners after next week, after we do the draw, unless of course you're watching, and you'll know. Of course you're going to watch. So what am I saying?
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys. Thanks very much, and you guys have a great night, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us. Have a good night.
You too. So that was a fun-filled night. It actually went a lot longer than we expected, but it's always fun when it goes really well, and we have some exciting stuff to talk to. And watching Joel build that fly in the background was outstanding. I appreciate that, Joel. I can probably still hear him back there. Oh yeah, there he's still there. And it was nice meeting Sherry and talking with Sherry and Todd tonight and getting some feedback on the lodge. And in case you didn't notice, I'm very interested in that hot tub. So we will we'll be asking more questions about that. Oh, I think I can hear them chuckling in the background. They're still there. And we'll be asking more questions about that. So from my little cabin in the Swiss Alps, I thank you guys for joining us, and take care. Have a good night. Stay safe on the ice, my friends.